Ahead of the 2027 general election, the Labour Party has accused the All Progressive Congress of buying up all opposition political parties to make President Bola Tinubu the consensus presidential candidate for all the opposition parties. Labour Party also accused the ruling party of instigating a crisis in the opposition parties and using it as an avenue to either hijack the party or lure its members into the APC, including the Labour Party elected representatives, citing internal crisis, thereby reducing the opposition party's strength. The APC and Tinubu are making efforts to turn Nigeria into a one-party system, according to him. They are busy working at mechanizations and trying to buy up political parties, both in the east and the north, with the aim of weakening the opposition ahead of the 2027 general election. Furthermore, the Labour Party suggested that the APC is working hard to use hunger as a weapon to get the votes of the poor Nigerians in 2027. Honorable Lance, let me start with you. Strong allegations, wouldn't you say? Now, in the first place, if Labour Party has, according to them, have come to realize that this is the game the ruling party is playing now, does it not, behove on them to ensure that probably their party is foolproof of all this? But how come they have allowed the crisis to fester and exacerbate to a point where their party right now is in the state it is? What has happened to their internal mechanisms to reconcile and resolve disputes?
First of all, Labour Party coming now to drop that public statement, believe me, if you ask me, it's late on arrival, because it's just kind of making me to understand that the Labour Party, in their right sense, has come to acknowledge that there are no free meals, even in Freetown, But like I will always say, if you remember, the former Vice National Chairman, APC Northwest, Alhaji Salihu Lukman, once said that the APC government, federal government, ably led by President Bola Tinubu, my own president, that from the body language that the president and his executive has continued to show, it shows that he is just intending to run a one-term. But
he made that statement.
He made that statement based on the body language.
Statement.
In as much as you, as an unbiased umpire, as a journalist you are, ought to see that as sarcasm. Myself, as a true politician, understand what that particular message is all about.
You understand the sarcasm?
Absolutely. Right. So now, what am I trying to say? First of all, Mr. President is aware that Nigerians are no longer happy with him. Mr. President, in as much as he's aware that Nigerians are not happy with him, has continuously surrounded himself with kleptocrats, in the words of Alin Dume.
Well, Alin Dume said the president is not aware that Nigerians are unhappy with him. Alin Dume also said that the president is not aware of the real state of the nation.
But you also agree with me that Alin Dume also submitted that those who have surrounded Mr. President are kleptocrats.
Well, in his words.
In his words. And I believe me, I love to use that word, because that word really describes the state of those who have found themselves within the corridors of power of the presidency. And if you look at what is happening, the APC continuously, go into people's parties to incite other parties. There's a lot of divisions among the oppositions. We already know that all this is an architectural drawing of the APC as regards to 2027 forthcoming election. But I can tell you for a fact that no matter whatever the APC has continuously do, APC cannot win election in Nigeria except they continue to rig election, just like Lukman posited.
All right.
And I think Mr. President, for the hope that he has continued to tell Nigerians that he wants to renew, there is need for him, as a Democrat who agitated for true democracy. You know, like Theodore Roosevelt said, that the future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. Nigerians believe in the beauty and the future of Nigeria. And as a true Democrat, democracy is the only tool that can sustain the future of Nigeria. That is the reason why Mr. President needs to up his game. Thank you very much.
All right. Chizzy, I know you have a lot to say. All right, say your mind before I ask you the question.
Okay, first, let me say this. This particular statement by the Labour Party has been a recurrent statement. The APC said that against PDP.
Absolutely.
The PDP said that against the APC. Labour is saying that against the APC again.
So it's a situation of what goes around.
So this thing is that it's an admittance of the fact that you are not organized. You are weakening your members.
Labour Party saying
yes.
That. Okay.
You're weakening your members. You're just telling them that you are not organized, that you are not united. Let me tell you why I said so. The last election, I want to say something. APC didn't win. Not because they rigged it. If you bring all the votes together, the vote of the PDP and the vote of the Labour Party, you will know that the opposition won the election, but they weren't together. If you allow yourself to go the other way, Obi left the PDP to the Labour Party. Kwankwaso left the PDP to his own party.
NMPP.
And of course, my brother and friend, FCT minister, also worked against the PDP. Now, these are PDP members working against themselves. So all the states that you saw Obi won were Abdisho PDP states, including Kwankwaso. So today they've started like that. They have not even come together as opposition to see that, look, this country needs to change. And this man, we need to work against it and come together to work to win the election. Nobody can win the election. APC won the PDP because they brought a lot of people together and won that 2015 election.
You mean the 2023?
2015 election.
Against good luck.
Against good luck. That's how they came together. Now, people are divided against themselves. Labour is there talking about, even in Labour, there are more than 5.
That's the thing. Now, Labour is alleging that the APC is funding the crisis in different political parties.
I said, now, as president, I will fund that kind of crisis for me to win. As president, I will do that. All right, it is for you not to say no to it.
Now, if you recall, NMPP to a large extent, let's look at Kano State, for example. NMPP to a large extent has been, is dominant in Kano State. And they have always been cohesive in doing things. And that's why it has been very difficult for another political party to even win councillorship in Kano State. It is NMPP through and through, the Kwakwansians and the Kwakwanso. Now, in Kano State, NMPP, for some strange reason, is now having crisis, internal crisis. And it's now factionalized. Governor Yusuf has been suspended. After a while, another faction came out and apologized and said he was never suspended. They brought him back, and back and forth. In Kano State right now, NMPP is having crisis. Now, that's a state with the largest voter strength.
Okay. Now,
when you look at it critically,
yes,
one might say, okay, what is going on? Look at the PDP. PDP is factionalized already, having their own crisis. APC, yes, is having crisis, but somehow to a large extent, it's not as it's not balkanizing them like you can find in other political parties. So what do you have to say to that? You are saying if you're the president, by the way,
yes,
you would do what is, you would
I will do anything to make you get divided so I will win election. That's the position for you.
Are you saying APC is playing divide and rule?
No. Every incumbent will want to do something that will make him win. That's election. But for you, like you've talked about NMPP, I want to trace it back to where they started. It's not NMPC is Kwankwaso, isn't it?
Yes.
And his people. They brought Ganduje as APC. They were APC. So they were also PDP. Isn't it? They've been together for this long without being divided. So how come today? There must be something internally that people have picked that they will come and divide you. Let me tell you something that happens. For instance, in PDP in the state, you cannot recall any time in the history of today's democracy, talking about since 1999 today, where APC won in the presidential election. in River State. It has never happened. Now, but because the man who is heading the PDP, then, which is now the FCT minister, the man who is heading the PDP has something with the APC. So the APC, I mean with the PDP, the APC cashing on that. They just went there and say, let's catch this person. You as PDP, what have you done to reunite yourself immediately? Isn't it? Let me even say that, shouldn't even have given him the vice presidential candidate? If that's what you want to do. Or they are asking that they are saying that you should give them the national chairman. Shouldn't they have done that? I mean, you can come together, use your own internal mechanism to be able to hold that, knowing that the party will break you. Other political parties, they won't look at you now. Do you know what that means? For instance, like I've said, look at the votes that the PDP garnered in that election, 2023. Look at the vote of the Labour Party. And these were Atiku and Obi that was candidate and vice
that would have come together.
That would have come together. That was the first time in the East where another party is winning the presidential election. It has always been, see, the East is locked up with PDP. And what have they done as PDP? What had PDP done to the Southeast that has given them that vote from 1990 today? You're going to give people because somebody came and threw money until you feel that, okay, let us give it out. Now you know that, look at the energy of the country then. You know what the country was looking at? The country was looking at bringing the presidency to the South.
It was zoned according to the gentleman
agreement.
He was supposed to go to the South.
It was,
and Atiku was insisting, even though he was from the North.
Now, even if you had given it to Atiku, so many negotiations will have to go on because you have given it to him.
At least a South.
At least a South.
In your opinion, it would have been either OB or FCT minister.
Or FCT minister.
As the
because
vice
you are not going
in order to balance it.
It's no longer, see, there was something that happened. Let me even trace this to you. There was something that happened when I was growing up, just quickly, when I was growing up. We had what we used to call enemy, family enemy. I didn't know how it started. And then one of those times in our wrestling festivals, they gave my father the opportunity to select those who were going to wrestle on our behalf. And my father went and took 3 persons from that our own enemy, the people that we used to call our enemy. And then he went there and the people won, and my father was all over them, throwing them as a young child. After my father left, the next day I went to the people's house, and when I came back, just to call the show, my father beat me blue and black. And I was like confused. Why are you beating me? Yesterday we were all over. My father told me, when it is time for external fight, internal fight should go. You take the best. That's what it is. It's no longer about who is going to be loyal as vice president or who is not going to be loyal.
It's about being strategic.
No matter, see, 85 million vice presidents is not up to the president.
All right.
So that's what, so they lost it. Now they are crying again. The Labour Party that were hopeful, that it means that I'm sorry, that my brother and friend Obi cannot organize Labour Party. His own party. He cannot sit down and say, okay, somebody is coming here because they gave them money. These are the people who saw that money and refuted that money, and people started voting. Look at the shouting I'm not going back to Edo. Look at the shouting in Edo. That so many other political parties have not submitted their agent list. My sister, if you're a politician, you know that if you do not have agents in a particular police unit,
you've lost election in that unit. And probably that was one of the things that affected Labour Party.
Of course, instead of them organizing themselves, they were accusing that they do not have structures. Right now, instead of building the structure, you are there saying this person is the other person, and Obi is saying, no, I don't want to put my mouth. How? Politician. No, you have to.
All right. Lan, very quickly, because I've been sensing your reaction. In a minute, Lan, can you very quickly say, posit your mind on this very quickly?
Submission I have is just very simple. Nigeria is a state where the INEC Act has given room for multi-party system, and the 2022 Act as amended has also endorsed individual and independent candidacy. So I think that right now, Nigerians, in the words of my amiable governor, His Excellency Samu Bosinebo Fubera, that political parties have failed Nigerians. Therefore, everybody should return back to candidates and individuals that they believe in, that can salvage the situation and the economic bottlenecks.
All right.